Damn, YouTube. Back at it again with another TNA 2009/2010 video on TEW 2016. We are in the second week of January 2010. Big episode for Impact tonight. A lot of matches you already know about. So let's go ahead and get on into these incidents. An incident involving Awesome Kong and Mick Foley. This does not look like it's going to go well. Awesome Kong was brought to wrestlers' court after accused of making a mess backstage and not cleaning it up, annoying everyone else. Well then. And then Sting and Consequences Creed. I believe this is a protege thing. Yes. Dope. That's nice. Alright, so after that, let's go ahead and get on into these incidents, eh? Or, wow, I botched. Let's go ahead and get on into this booking, though. Speaking of, though, before we go ahead and getting into the booking, appreciate everyone. We passed 100 subscribers. Appreciate that a lot. Now then, let's go ahead and get episode 12 on the road and get on into this book. Alright, we are back. Let's run the show. Kicking things off, we have a little video package. Same thing as last week, basically. Nothing more, nothing less than a graphic playing on screen of basically what the tournament is at the moment. Having Sting versus Mr. Anderson tonight, and AJ Styles versus Jon Moxley tonight on the graphic, and then after that it just goes back to a video recap showing what happened last week with the tournament, featuring D'Angelo Dinero, Sting, Samoa Joe, Rob Van Dam, Desmond Wolfe, Moxley, Styles, and Anderson. Got a 75 B-, can't really ask for more. We then go into a Ty Dillinger versus Shark Boy match. Did really good, 64C. It's pretty good. It was just mainly something to see if Dillinger was improving, and he is. And he defeated Shark Boy in 7 minutes, 35 seconds. We then go on to the next segment where he grabs a microphone and starts trash-talking the Monster Abyss, how he beat him 2 weeks ago. And then Dillinger says that no matter what happens, he will always have that win on his record, and he will always have this past win on his record. The Monster Abyss's music plays, and he comes down to the ring, and Dillinger is too afraid to really leave the ring, and he gets hit with a black hole slam. And that's pretty much how we end that segment. Moving this storyline along, not really too much of a good storyline, I would say, but nonetheless. We then go into a video recap of RVD versus Samoa Joe of what happened last week. Did a 74 B-. Samoa Joe then faces the Amazing Red. Joe wins, obviously, with a Coquina Clutch. They have pretty good chemistry, which is really good. Red has a good chemistry with a lot of people, so that's awesome to see. Did a 76 B-, not really too much to ask for. After the match, RVD hits the ring with a steel chair, decks Samoa Joe with it. Joe goes down, RVD poses with the chair. Got a 84 B+, not bad. RVD underperformed. Interesting. We then go on to a promo, more or less a vignette type promo of D'Angelo Dinero talking about his return to TNA, and also talking about basically how he's going to be back now and how this is his era. Regardless if he lost to Sting or not, this is the Pope's era. So just a little vignette right there. We then go on to Daniels coming out on screen with a microphone in hand after Jay Lethal comes out, and then Daniels goes, lethal. I said I was giving you a challenger this week, and I am. It's this man. Doug Williams comes out. And this was because of someone in the comments, I believe Jimmy Genocide, I believe, said something along the lines of British Invasion should get split up and Doug Williams should be used in the X Division as a hand. So I decided to test that theory and put Doug Williams in a one-on-one match against Lethal. And if Lethal wins, he gets the number one contendership for Daniels, as you know. So we go into that match, and Jay Lethal defeats Doug Williams with a lethal combination, and they both did really good. They both had a 78, so that's good. And the match along got a 79, so that's good. Lethal getting better at his gimmick. And yeah, so Lethal is now the number one contender for the X Division title. And then after the match, Daniels slides in the ring with the title and decks Lethal, basically posing over him, saying, you're not going to win this in a couple weeks. It's alright, I don't care. We then go on to the Kings of Wrestling are on their way to the ring. We see all three of them with their titles. And then we have a Samoa Joe promo on RVD. Basically, Joe promoing on RVD saying that, listen here, RVD, you're not going to beat me at Genesis. I am going to take the Global Championship. That is all there is to it. Something along the lines of that. But nonetheless, an 84 B+. He's pissed off about getting hit in the head with a steel chair earlier. We then go on to Desmond Wolfe versus Booker T. and Desmond Wolfe and Booker T basically are going one-on-one. Desmond Wolfe defeats Booker T with a jawbreaker lariat. Booker T holding the title. Wow, I botched that completely. Rewind all that. Desmond Wolfe drops Booker T with a lariat. As you know from a couple weeks ago, last week, Desmond Wolfe said that he will face anyone that lost 2 weeks ago, and it was Booker T who answered the challenge. So Booker T and Desmond had the match tonight. Desmond obviously winning. They have pretty good chemistry, which is nice. 76 B minus. Desmond Wolfe then joins commentary. And for those that don't know, the reason the Kings Wrestling earlier in the night came out to the ring was because they are sitting out in the crowd for the rest of the show, basically scouting. And that's only because I really didn't have a plan for the for the Knockouts division or the Tag division on this show specifically because of all the matches we had planned already. So I just had them sitting in the crowd, basically observing the rest of the match and the rest of the night. But nonetheless, Desmond Wolfe comes out on commentary because up next are the 2 semifinal matches for the World Championship Tournament. So he's now on commentary. We then have Sting versus Mr. Anderson. Sting advances to the finals after he defeats Mr. Anderson with a reverse DDT. Sting had an in-ring performance of 74, Mr. Anderson an 80. Match got an 80B. Alright. We then have the last match of the night. Jon Moxley pause, I'll take that back. AJ Styles comes down to the ring during his entrance, walks straight up to the announce table, gets in Desmond Wolfe's face, and as he gets in Desmond Wolfe's face, Jon Moxley runs down the ramp for behind, pushes Styles into Desmond. Desmond goes back because of Styles. He trips over the chair, falls, hits the ground, and then Moxley just starts beating down on Styles from behind. And all of a sudden we hear Paul Heyman's music. Paul Heyman comes out on stage with a microphone and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am forced to announce that Jon Moxley has advanced in this tournament to the finals because AJ Styles has just put his hands on Desmond Wolfe, and 2 weeks ago I told AJ that if he did that, he would have to forfeit his spot." And then AJ counters Moxley during this, drops Moxley, and goes ballistic. Takes out Wolfe, takes out Moxley, just starts beating down everyone. Got a 90A. And that's how we end Impact. Jon Moxley advances to the finals against Sting. AJ gets screwed out of his tournament spot. Desmond does not look strong at all at the end of the segment. Paul Heyman's basically going crazy because Styles has turned into a loose maniac, a loose cannon, if you will. And Styles walks out of Impact with the TNA World Championship at hand. Then he just throws it at Heyman, and Heyman catches it. And Styles says, "I will be champion once again. Just you watch." And then Heyman goes, "You're suspended. How are you going to do that?" And that's how we end Impact. AJ Styles has been suspended. And we end the show with a 90A for an angle. A 78, there weren't enough. Yeah, okay, I understand that. A 78B. Very, 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 very transitional show, I do admit. So will next week be. So will the next week's show as well. When it comes to transition type shows, post Genesis is when I personally believe things get really dope because of the plans that I have for the Genesis pay-per-view. So nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 11. We are on, or actually episode 12. We are on 100 subscribers plus, so I thank you all for that. Everyone that's hit that subscribe button. If you are new, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, shoot me a like. But otherwise, tune in tomorrow for episode 13 where we will find out who will face Desmond Wolfe at Genesis. Will it be Jon Moxley or will it be Sting? Let me know in the comments below. In other news, take it easy, guys.